Last week we saw our ablutions starting to take shape when Braam and Smokin John did a joint build-the-loo effort. Our hopes were raised when we thought we had found a turbo manifold, only to be crushed when we saw that the manifold had popped and had been welded. We also saw Meraai go under the knife as the biggest nose job on the south coast of KwaZulu-Natal got underway. This week I do a lot of driving. A lot. All in the name of turbo manifolds and sweet Damien the auto electrician's hectic shopping list. I spot a subliminal message in the strangest of places. Smokin John goes around the bend, literally. All this and so much more in episode 66 of A Dream Called Meraai. A new day, it is a new week, and boy oh boy are we gonna come up against some hard stuff this week. Yep, the challenges, they're lining up, man. Something I just want to cover is, when I was doing my edit last week, when I was at BG Engineering and the guys were wheeling my engine head block thing and the manifold into the workshop, I noticed something. I don't know how many of you are South Park fans, but this is uncanny, bro. This is uncanny. Okay, but moving on, we're going to have quite a mixed bag this week. Most of our content will revolve around the engine. I have to go up to Johannesburg. One of the reasons I'm going to Joburg is to go and fetch a turbo manifold. But before I can get to Johannesburg, I was sent a message by sweet Damien, our auto electrician. This guy gave me a shopping list and you must see it. Yo, there is more wire there than is going to be used to refurbish Coburg. And it's probably going to cost about the same. Here's what Damien has asked me to get. And being the queen of shoppers, I set off with gusto. Only to be flummoxed at point 1. So at the recommendation of our man Damien, I have come through to Durban, 150 kilometers. To get all the auto electrical stuff, and I am really peeved. I gave my list to the Oaks. I've been here for an hour and a half. They cannot give me more than half the stuff. It's taken them an hour and a half to tell me that. We could have got all of the stuff online. And the other thing is then all the invoice details are wrong, and armed with the name of a business that could help me with the balance of my shopping list, given to me by the business that could not help me, I set off. That business could also not help me. I then visited my mates at Sparrows, where I bought my lights and dwarf seats. They could not help me, but directed me to another place, who could not help me and directed me to another place. I resorted to wearing my "do not mess with me" mask. Okay, this has probably been the most frustrating of all my shops I have done yet. I don't know how many shops I've been to, just looking for a list of like a water bottle, a washer system, an ignition, a 12 volt, a horn, a blower, an aerial, the hazard switch, all that sort of stuff. I've been to all the big dealers, all the big places, and nobody can help me. I am beyond peed off. I had had enough and headed home with my tail between my legs. Hopefully the auto electrical component suppliers at Johannesburg were a bit more helpful than the Durban bunch. Braam had sourced a turbo manifold from a guy in Pretoria North, some 800 kilometers inland from Leisure Bay. I decided to drive there with my old manifold to be 100% sure we were getting the correct parts. So here we are in the land of the big smoke, P-Town North. I'm on my way to an oak called Lapis, and Lapis has apparently got my manifold. Now I'm really hoping it's the right one, because if I have driven 850 kilometers for Nikki's knee, I'm going to be bleak, Gauteng province has had a lot of rain and is not looking too shabby for a big smoke place. An interesting little thing, I remember playing Trivial Pursuit years ago, and one of the winds, I don't know if it's a north, south, east or west wind, doesn't blow in Pretoria. Reason being, these mountains, they form these ridges, and yeah, stops that specific wind. I don't know which one it is, but one of them. Maybe someone can look it up and let me know. If you look at this windrows for Pretoria, it looks as though it could be the winds from the southerly direction. Okay, enough wind. Let's talk manly stuff like engines and injector thingies. Lappies has also organized these injector goodies that go inside the engine block, and it's to squirt, I think, oil onto the pistons to keep them cool when the turbo's turboing and doing what turbos do. If, and I say if, this is not the right manifold, you see that vehicle in front of me, packed with onions, I'm going to cut them all open and rub them in my eyes raw, because that's how hard I want to cry, man. Yeah, but hey, let's just be positive. Yeah, positive. If this manifold is not the right one, I will become a monk. My garment says we are not far. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are we about to end a very frustrating chapter in our engine build? This is Lappies. Lappies bought this manifold, which has been welded. So this manifold is a dud.
So zodra jy dit gebruik, dan sal hy weer blaas, nee?
Ja.
Okay.
Bring those onions. But wait! Yes, let's talk weight. Since my last check-in, I have upped my exercise and as a result, clapped off over a kilo since my last weigh-in. I now weigh 110.5 kilos with 5.5 kilos to go to my goal weight. Okay, back to the manifold thing. Fortunately, Lappies also bought this baby along.
Ja, ja,
Throw the onions away, baby.
So this is a new one that Lappies is organized. Here's my old one. Lappies kan nou net hou hulle vas. Ek wil net sien. Okay, so it looks as though these all line up. So I'm going to take a photo of this and send it through to Braam and Pete, and then we can just see if this is right.
The news from Braam was good news. Okay, this is great news. It seems like the trip was well worth it, and we have got the right thing. We have got the injectors. I am now going to go and pay the man. It was a happy Philip that headed off on my next mission. I got a turbo manifold, I got a turbo manifold, I got a turbo manifold. My good mood was slapped away when I hit the highway. If anyone wants to know one of the reasons why we live where we live, you just need to look right in front of me here. No crashing waves here, bro, and no smell of sea spray, just that delightful whiff of exhaust fumes. An hour or so, and about 40 kilometers later, I arrived at my destination. The internet can be your friend or foe, and in this case it was my friend. Last night I was just scrolling around and I'm looking for winches, and down in KZN it is a mission of note. Found these oaks, company's name, Winch in, and hopefully we're going to walk away here with a very nice winch that can do the job, and it looks quite sexy as well. Hey? Winch in Steve Van Sale and the guys recommended this baby. What I like about this unit is the lifetime warranty, which does have limits, but more importantly, the entire unit is water and weatherproof, something that is critical when you live in one of the most humid environments in southern Africa. So this has been quite a successful shopping mission to Johannesburg. I've had a lot more luck here than I had in Durban. And I'm walking away with a whole new wardrobe from the boys, a good quality winch, and a recovery kit. So we are sorted in this department finally. Early the next morning, I hit the highway. A couple of days ago, my stress levels were on par with a politician taking a polygraph. Now we had all the parts needed to start assembling our engine. Plus, I had also come right with most of the auto electrical parts that I could not source in Durban by the Sea. life is good. I was feeling cautiously optimistic. So I've just completed my 750 kilometer drive from Johannesburg back down to the Pawsey at the coast, and have walked into East Coast Scratch and Dent and seen that the oaks are busy doing some new steel work. And this is exciting stuff. Look what they are busy doing for us.
All your top shelving, we're building with the steel, the light angle line, so that we can get a framework, and then from there we'll box it with a nice wood and put your door in. Yeah, then you've got your storage space in the front there at the top.
Here you get a good idea of what these two units will look like. Next week we will choose the finish for the shelving. More good news is that our shower tray is getting close to completion. A lot of elbow grease is needed to get the finish to a high gloss. We also need to begin revisiting a few old friends. It seems like it was a few lifetimes ago that we made that table which slides into the vehicle. Now that table is going to be covered with stainless steel sheeting, but to cover it we need to bend that stainless steel sheeting. So how do we do that? Well, the answer is simple. You get Smokin John here behind me to make a thingy that bends the steel.
You have this one to clamp the plate, then you have this one just to, with 2 hinges, cut into the angle line, push it like this.
Did you get that? Yeah? Life is good, and I am a happy child. I am calm and at peace with the world. Well, that is it for this week. A few days of hectic traveling. I'm back in the baking humid heat of the lower south coast of KwaZulu-Natal. But yeah, no, I'm feeling much better. I'm very chuffed. We got all the engine bits and pieces. We've got the electrical bits and pieces. The cupboard manufacturing process is beginning for the interior, so things are looking peachy. Thanks so much for joining us. Lots to come. We're getting there. I appreciate all the comments and the feedback on YouTube. So until next time, keep safe. Remember to like us on Facebook and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. You will find us under A Dream Called MERAAI. Until next time, keep your dreams alive.